All right, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Shark Tank with Zach Harkness, presented by MMA Island. I'm joined today by someone who took the MMA world by storm this past year. Welcome to the show, Mr. Joaquin Buckley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. What's the word?
It is our pleasure to have you on, and I just want to go right into the first question. And I want to start by talking about your performance against Jordan Wright at UFC 255. Now, obviously, this is coming back quickly after your star-making performance, which we'll get into later. But I'm wondering if the UFC pushed you to come back really fast, because you made a really quick turnaround after the Impa Kasanganay fight. And I was wondering if you wanted to fight sooner, or was the UFC like, we should capitalize on this hype that you have you fight right away?
Nah, the UFC actually wanted to push me in January to have a fight.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, no, I want to fight a little sooner than that. You know, even now, like I'm trying to find a fight right now whenever they can set that up. But no, I was the one that pushed that fight for November for sure.
So they definitely so they found you a spot in November. Is that what you wanted to come back? You wanted to turn around that quickly?
You got to, man. You got to keep them eyes on you. You know what I mean? You got to stay relevant in the game. So the more people see you and the more relevant you, remain. So I'm just trying to constantly fight whenever I'm fresh. You know what I mean? Why sit out, you know?
Exactly. And with that hype that you have, well, especially after the Kasanganay performance, it makes sense to capitalize on it and turn around as quickly as you did. So going into the fight, at the end of the first round against Jordan Wright, you definitely had him hurt. So at that point, did you know that you had to go for the kill? And were you surprised that it took so short into the second round to get the KO?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I had him badly hurt in the first round. I wanted to get him out there in the first round. But, once I seen that he was kind of, obviously damaged to the point of probably like no return, I just went ahead and went for the kill after that in the second round. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that he went down this early in the second round. So, but we really wanted to get him out in the first.
Yeah, well, you almost did. I remember you almost did. And this fight, obviously, again, as I mentioned before, was a pretty quick turnaround. So I had to imagine that you didn't really have a lot of time to prepare, but it seems like you really want to fight. You don't want to take very long in between fights. So would you say that you thrive on shorter training camps? And do you think that there's a benefit between shorter training camps as compared to longer ones?
I mean, for me, we always stay ready. So I'm ready for a fight whenever, you know what I'm saying? If somebody wanted to pull up on me right now, I'm always ready, So I'm always in fight shape. But it doesn't matter if it was a long camp or a short camp. That just gives us more time to prepare for the opponent, which is always good, I had a short camp with Kevin Holland, which he wouldn't even know camp. I just had a short notice fight with Kevin Holland. That's how I lost that fight, because I wasn't prepared for Kevin Holland and his style. But other than that, though, we always ready to fight, though. So it doesn't matter.
That fight against Kevin – oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
So that fight with Kevin Holland, that was 8 days after your last fight, right?
Exactly. That's coming off right off another fight. So, I had a little, bang-ups on my shin and on my, arm, but we ain't used to no excuses. I lost to Kevin Holland, square and fair, but eventually we will run it back. But, shout out to Kevin Holland. He turned up the game. He probably going to be fighter of the year. So to lose to that dude, I ain't mad.
Yeah, and especially you put up a fight against him too. And I'm wondering, right. So after that fight, which you won in LFA 8 days before the Kevin Holland fight, were you expecting to get the call to the UFC so soon? Because obviously once you get a couple of wins in LFA, you're pretty close to the UFC. So I was wondering, were you expecting the call? I'm sure you were expecting the call to the UFC, but were you expecting it as soon as you got it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't even expect no call from the UFC. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get disappointed. You know what I mean? So, there was no expectation to be called from the UFC. But when I got it, though, I was definitely excited and thrilled for the moment, you know what I'm saying? Because the UFC, that's the name of the game, to get there, and that's the life changer right there. But I wasn't expecting it at all, you know what I mean? I was just getting these fights, these little LFA fights, you know what I'm saying, was putting food on the table as well, and me working at Walgreens, you know what I'm saying, was, paying my bills. So I was just getting it how I was living, so I wasn't expecting anything.
I was going to mention that. Are you still working at Walgreens?
Yeah, I'm actually about to work again tomorrow.
Really? So I've talked to a lot of other fighters who continue to work, even though when it seems they don't have to. One of them being Jeff Neal, and Jeff Neal, as you know, works as a server. And his whole mentality is that is that working that same job while fighting keeps him grounded. It's not like he does it by choice. So do you keep that job at Walgreens by choice, or?
Yeah, this is by choice. You know, I could just focus on me and do what I want to do, but it helps with the work ethic, you know what I mean? And it helps, you know, just like he said, stay grounded, you know what I mean? And not realizing that the position that we in can always be taken away at any given moment. You know, anything could happen within our lives where we can't fight anymore. And then guess what? Them little checks that we get, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to last long because we're not making millions of dollars at the end of the day. You know what I mean? 50,000, 100,000, yeah, that's cool. But we're not making $1 million checks. So, you know, there's no way to think that you just going to live off of that stuff. You know what I mean?
That's kind of similar to what Jeff Neal said. When I talked to him, he said that he's going to work his server job until he has $1 million in his bank account. Do you have a similar like goal to when you're going to become a full-time fighter, or are you just going to keep the mortgage job throughout your career?
That's the thing, though. Like, you know, eventually I want to be able to work for myself. So it's not even about the $1 million or be trying to become a full-time fighter. Like, that's not the goal. My thing is to have my own business eventually. And once I'm able to do that and establish that business, then I can go and do something different. I'm sorry, somebody just tried to call me. I don't know if they interfered with anything.
Okay.
All right, cool. Anyways, though, but once I'm able to establish my own business and my own type of income, and then I'll, you know, move on from my Walgreens job. But other than that, we just gonna keep working.
So it seems like you have your post-fighting career pretty figured out with you wanting to start your own business. So I'm wondering, how much time do you have left when it comes to your fighting career? Because obviously you can probably fight for as long as you would want, but it seems like you also do have other plans that you do want to get to.
Oh, yeah, I got a plan, but, man, I'm going to keep that on the hush, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm only 26 years old. So if I want to remain in the game for like 10 more years, I can. You know what I'm saying? Up until I'm 36 years old. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't really, like, give my plans on, like, when I'm going to stop or when I'm going to retire because you really can't plan on that anyway. Because,
Exactly.
you know, like, if you, like, a determined fighter, you know what I'm saying, and you just a fighter in heart, you just always going to have that drive for competition, you know? So I don't know when that's going to stop, but other than that, though, you know, we just going to work on doing something different besides fighting because it don't last forever.
Right, exactly. And I want to go back to the Walgreens job, and this is a little bit more of a fun one. So after you went back to work after the Kasanganai knockout, did you notice that did you get recognized at all by customers in the store, and did your coworkers look at you a little bit different?
No. They already know what's up, man. They knew that we was gonna get there eventually, type thing. That's how they was looking. They was telling me I was gonna get to the UFC type thing one day. Other than that, though, man, they you know, they the same. You know what I mean? Always funny, always cracking jokes, always showing love. You know what I mean? So the environment is always the same whenever I go there. That's why it's cool too to go back to work because ain't nobody acting different. You know what I mean? So that's the cool part.
And are you getting recognized at all by patrons in the store?
Not even just in the store, man. When I like walk around the mall, like people recognize me even when I got the mask on. So it's pretty crazy, you know.
Really? So I was going to ask about that because your performance over Kasanganai made you pretty much a star overnight. You had the entire world talking with that knockout. So I'm wondering what it's like to get all of that recognition all at once, because it comes like I was following you before and you jumped from like 20K to over like 100,000 Instagram followers in what seemed like a week.
But see, that's the thing you don't realize. That 20K was happening overnight too. Yeah, I don't like the day when I was down in Israel, in Abu Dhabi, whatever, only had 2,300 followers. So it was
Really?
right after that knockout, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I started building up 10K, 20K, and all that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I didn't have a lot of followers from the get-go. Only had like 2,300 people locally. You know what I'm saying? Local supporters, you know?
So what is it like to get all of that recognition all at once? Is it cool or is it a bit overwhelming?
It's cool. I mean, it ain't nothing to be overwhelmed about. It broke my phone. That's the only thing. I had to get a brand new phone. That's why I'm now, you know, iPhone, you know what I'm saying, part of the iPhone family. But I had an Android, and it tore my Android up, man. Like, with everything, like, all the likes, shares, information, notifications that was popping up, man, my shit started freezing, and it couldn't keep up with everything.
So one of the people who seemed to take notice of the knockout was Kanye West. How was that? Did you see that? How we shared your video with the song? What was that like? I'm sure that must have been really cool.
Oh, no, it was lit. Not because, you know, he just made a song, but just who he is. You know, it's Kanye West, you know, so you got to respect it, you know what I mean? You got to look at it as just as respecting itself, you know, for him making a song in dedication of the knockout. So that was pretty cool, you know. to see something like that, I've been listening to that dude since I was like down there in elementary school, you know what I'm saying, in middle school. So that's pretty lit.
Did he reach out to you at all, or was it just the song?
Nah. Just the song. That's good enough. That's good enough, man. That's good of a reach right there, man. I got a couple follows off of that too. So
Oh yeah, I bet. So I want to go back to your UFC debut, and I'm sure you didn't need to cut all that much weight because you fought 8 days ago.
I didn't cut any weight.
You didn't cut any weight.
I didn't cut none. I was 183 when I got to Las Vegas.
Really?
I was quarantined. Yeah, facts.
So what do you walk around at?
I walk around with like 190, but I was already still in good fight shape, and it's hot in Las Vegas. So, but I didn't have to cut no weight, and then I was just not, I was eating and stuff like that, but like the weight wasn't staying on me like it usually was. So when I was just working out, doing my thing, the weight was just falling off like crazy. So I was walking around like 183, 184 really? When I was in Las Vegas. Yeah, in Las Vegas before weigh-ins. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
So and then I had so much to
focus on. That's the cool part. I'm glad I didn't have to focus on my weight cut because there was so much other stuff that I had to do for the UFC and for the business. You know what I mean? So I had to sign up with USADA, you know what I mean, get that paperwork done. I had to, fill out paperwork. I had to do like MRIs and I had to do all type of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a headache. You know what I mean? Trying to cut weight and do that stuff at the same time. So I'm blessed that I didn't have to cut weight and just focus somewhat. You know what I mean, on the fight. Exactly. Even though it didn't go my way, it is what it is.
So when you said you walk around at 190, you must not have to cut that much weight at all. Obviously, you only have to cut like 5 pounds. So are your weight cuts easy? Do you even have to like try that much?
Nah, that's the blessing. Like I said, just get a good workout in. You know what I'm saying? I always stay hydrated, so it falls off pretty easy. But I like staying at 185. I'm fresher, and I'm as strong as them dudes that's cutting from, 210, 215. I'm just as strong as them guys, you know what I'm saying? But I'm faster, I'm more athletic, more agile, so, and Kevin Holland, that's why he does good at that weight class too, because he doesn't have to cut weight either, Me and him both could make 170, no problem. But I think we like it better at 185 because we're able to get more finishes, because we're fresher than most of the fighters there.
And you said you can keep up and have the same power as some of these bigger guys. And that's true because I talked to someone you trained with recently with Jamal Hill. And he said training with you is like you hit pretty much as hard as he does. So I was wondering from your side of the story, what is it like training with Jamal Hill with someone bigger like that?
Hey, man, and he was nice too. We was just boxing. Man, his lower half, bro, if he would have kicked me, bro, it probably would have been a wrap. Jamal Hill, though, man. But it was cool training with Jamal, man. Just great styles for me because I'm going to be fighting bigger people than me anyway. And so he has that body type of the guys I will be fighting, you know what I'm saying, probably the majority of my career. So he's a great sparring partner for me, overall just training partner for me, So shout out to Jamal Hill, number 15 now in the world, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely doing his thing.
And there are some other UFC fighters at that gym as well, including Daquan Townsend. So I know that you like to bounce around gyms. That's kind of your style. You like to train at a bunch of different places, pick up knowledge from everywhere else. So I'm wondering.
I mean, not for real. I ain't been nowhere for real. I mean, I only been out to one other sport gym called St. Charles MMA. And then the one that I came from out of Finney's MMA, but I just been outside, bro. Like, ain't been bouncing the gym at all. Yes, sir.
But so pretty much you don't go to that many like gyms, but you don't really have like that much of an established like fight camp and team, right?
No, not at all. But at the same time, we building one in St. Louis. So, I have my established second home gym in Michigan with Joaquin Buckley. And that's with Chaos Williams. That's with Daquan. That's with all those guys. So that's my second home. That's definitely who I'm going to be reaching out to whenever I need help. But other than that, I'm trying to build something here in St. Louis.
You're building a gym?
Yeah, building a gym, building a team more than anything. They got plenty of gyms. I'm going to probably walk up in there and I'm going to help the program or any place, whatever, and then try to create the team from scratch.
Yeah. So when you do that, do you think you're going to localize and like plant down at that camp for your team? Or are you still going to go like to the few other places?
I mean, why not? We can still go other places. We can still work off of one another. You know what I mean? We don't have to just stay in one spot. But this would be a spot where other people from other gyms can come and visit us if they need help. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a certain fighter that stylistically matches up with another guy that I have, you can come in and work with that individual so you can get some good work in, So, it's just, I'm actually getting this off of boxing. Like a lot of boxers go from gym to gym, not to actually just learn, but to work their actual game plan against somebody that fights just like the opponent that they're going to prepare for, So that's what I'm trying to implement here in MMA.
Yeah, that I haven't heard about anything like that in MMA. So you're kind of like pioneering that. So I'm wondering, you've been doing that, I'm sure, for almost your entire career. So what do you think the benefits you've picked up from with kind of the mobile training as opposed to having just like a localized fight camp?
It's more realistic. You know, sometimes when you fighting with a fight camp, you got certain guys that you go with all the time that know what you're gonna do. They know, you know what they're gonna do all the time and whatnot. And also, they don't match up to the person that you're fighting. So what I'm trying to do is actually find people that match up against the person I'm going to potentially fight, and then game plan off of that, because they're going to give me realistic things. And then if we never sparred before, that's really going to show realistic, combinations and whatever. And then, some people like to go hard, some people don't. But either way, though, you get a realistic sparring situation with them instead of with somebody that's your friend, that's your brother, that you don't really feel like going hard like that with. Because sometimes it is necessary. You don't have to do it all the time, but it is necessary to get those hard rounds in.
Oh, yeah. So did you go to train with Jamal Hill because he resembles Jordan Wright in a way?
No, Coach set that up. Coach set that up for me. But I'm glad he did, because we got the same mindset, you know what I mean? So he set that up for me because I had already spoke to him that I wanted to train with somebody a similar build to Jordan Wright, and he brought in Jamal Hill for me. So he set up that relationship between me and him. Yeah.
So when it comes to training and your whole training schedule, a lot of things that people notice about you in your fight is your cardio, because you keep up in an insane pace, but you never really seem to gas out. You never really seem to get tired. So how have you built up your cardio throughout the years, and how have you built up your pace so that you can just go pretty much as fast as you want inside the cage?
Well, that's just the conditioning, always training, you know what I mean? Not overtraining, but just always keeping that heart rate going. And that's also compliments to Valkyrie Fitness, my conditioning coach, Travis Brown, who I've been working with 2 years consecutively, nonstop, you know what I mean? And he always pushing me through my threshold, you know what I mean? So he never pushed me past it, but just to it, you know what I mean? And then we might just overnotch it the next week, you know what I mean? Other than that, though, that's how we keep our conditioning very high. It's not that I can't get tired. It's just, I'm going at a pace that a lot of guys just can't keep up with. That's it.
Exactly. So, you said that you were with this coach, Travis Brown, for 2 years, right? So, and you said that he's done a lot. So do you think that before your training with Travis Brown, did you seem to have that pace, or do you think that he really improved that for you?
He definitely improved that. Like, I always had heart, but I used to get tired too, but I always used to keep that aggressive pace, but I couldn't sustain that pace. He helped me sustain the pace, So yes, he definitely was definitely a big help with that, for sure. Mm-hmm.
So let's say that the pace you put up in the Jordan Wright fight, do you think that you could keep that up for 5 rounds and not get tired?
Oh yeah, 5 rounds. That's easy. That's 25 minutes of work. That's easy. Like, these boys don't be working out here. Definitely the pace I'll be going at. Now, if you talk about another person doing the same thing as me, now you're talking about that's gonna be some damage. You know what I'm saying? So we taking damage, but I definitely can keep that same pace up if I'm whooping somebody's ass. Facts. I can whoop somebody's ass like that for 25 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I want to go back and I want to talk about Fight Island and a little bit more about the kick. But I want to start off because everyone who I've talked to has been to Fight Island said it's pretty much like a paradise for fighters. So I'm wondering, what was your experience like there?
It was the same thing. It was definitely a paradise, brand new, eye-opening experience. You know what I'm saying? New place, new world. I ain't never been to. Never thought I would be there before. But other than that, man, after that 5th day, man, I started to get bored because there ain't much you can do. We were stuck in a bubble. You know what I mean? Like, you either go to see the beach, you either go play some basketball, you go to the pool. You know what I'm saying? You eat the same food every day. So it got boring after a while. After a while, I just wanted to fight. So it really got to me after a while. But other than that, it was a beautiful place, If I was there, to vacation and actually enjoy Abu Dhabi and what they have to offer, I'd probably have a good time. But other than that, I was just thinking about the fight for real.
Did you play basketball with any of the other fighters?
Nah, none of the fighters, but I played with one of the reporters, MMA junkies, Farrah, that was out
really?
there. Me and her, shot some hoops, yeah. So that was cool.
Dang, I wanted to know who got the best basketball skills in the UFC.
Oh, man, we can find out. We can find out. Danny can set that up, Put 50 G's on it.
50 G's, yep, betting on basketball games. I'd love to see it. So I want to talk about the knockout itself. And obviously, I want you, in your eyes, I want you to set it up for us. Describe what you saw in the process leading to the spinning kick. Because I know it's a Taekwondo technique that led to the jumping spin kick, but can you describe in your eyes how you saw it, how you set it up and everything?
Well, how I set it up is just off of his own cadence, off his own habit. So when he caught my foot the first 2 times, you know what I mean? He didn't do anything with it. He never really moved forward, never really attacked. That's what I really need to say. He never really attacked off of it. So when I spun the second time, I seen the opportunity to do it, but I was already turned all the way around, so it was no way I could throw that without looking goofy, you know? So we go back into the second round. I'll just beating him up. I throw that kick again. He catches it. So I'm telling myself, all right, the opportunity is here. He caught the kick. He's going to turn. So I already knew what he was going to do. I just needed to do what I needed to do. And I go ahead, went through that kick, and I had the opportunity, and I, you know what I'm saying, blew through it. Yes, sir.
So
there ain't much to it, man. It's just, you know, it's just when I seen it, I just threw it, you know. Like, I drilled it 1,000 times over and over again. So it wasn't much to think about, but just make a natural reaction off of it, you know what I mean? And just explode through it, you know? Because when I kicked him, man, I made sure, like, to connect with everything I had. And, you know, we got the result we needed.
Yeah. So when you got back to the gym, how much were the other fighters, like, asking you to, like, teach them how to do this technique?
No, people still don't be trying that kick, man. But other than that, though, I really don't have no gym. Remember that.
That's right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But other than that, though, a lot of people see me train that kick 1,000 times. They ain't even had no parts of that, you know? Because first off, you know, you not saying you have to be athletic, but it does take some type of athleticism, power and speed to generate off the ground just to do that kick, you know? Because I be trying to tell people, first you got to learn how to do a side kick before you do a jumping, a spinning back kick, you know what I mean? 360 at that. You know?
And you were looking to set that up in the first round too?
It's not the setup. It was the tail that I could do it. So when he caught my foot the second time, I seen that I had an opportunity to throw it, but I had already spun all the way around. So it wasn't a setup to do it there. But I realized, though, the second time, I said, okay, if he does it again, that's when I'm going to catch him. He did it again in the second round. I caught him.
So afterwards, after the fight, obviously everyone was freaking out about it because, you know, it's one of the greatest knockouts anyone has ever seen. And one of the biggest fans of it, obviously, was UFC president Dana White. So what did he say to you right after it happened? And what was it like seeing him so excited about your performance?
Man, it was cool to have somebody like that, of that magnitude. He's the boss. He's up top. Come from his room, from his temple, from his big mountain, and to come down and see me and to tell me that was the greatest thing that he ever seen. That was a big deal. I'm never going to forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still looking for that 200,000 he promised me.
That's right.
But I appreciate him, you know what I'm saying, for coming down off his high horse and coming down to see me and then telling me something like that. That meant a lot.
I mean, you got half of that in bonuses. You got the bonus for this and you got the bonus for Jordan Wright. So I guess you're halfway to that 200K, huh?
I guess so, but he said 200K just for that.
I know.
You know
I remember everyone was saying that too. Everyone was saying, give him all the bonus checks. Give him 200K.
Facts. I wouldn't have been mad at it either.
Oh, I'm sure not. So I want to go back decently far back to talk about the Kevin Holland fight again. And I'm wondering, because, you know, you show respect to him. He shows respect to you all the time. So I'm wondering.
Who you talking about shows respect to me?
Kevin Holland, he shows some respect to you. You know?
How?
You don't think so?
Hold on, you gotta tell me what you talking about. How did
he said that I remember he said, I like seeing him do well. He's a great fighter.
That's quote.
That's
the
quote.
last time he said my son is doing good. Like he
also said that.
You know? Yeah. So that's not respect. That's nothing about respect in my eyes. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like, you know, I respect him as a fighter. But as Kevin Holland, he a scrub, he a bitch, and, like, you know, I don't like nothing about him. But as
he does
fighter,
talk too much.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, as a fighter, I do respect him. But Kevin Holland in general, I do want to see him again, and we will. And that's the cool part about it. I don't have to fight up the ranks as much because I did this beautiful kick, and it kind of jumped me up some notches. I got eyeballs on me now. So it is credible and it is profitable to make that fight happen again, you know. And guess what? We don't need no 8 days notice, you know what I mean? We can prepare for it, you know, so we can have a nice little camp. Because he likes doing last-minute fights, and this is why. Because that's the only way that he can win. is off his attributes. He's long. He's an awkward fighter. A lot of guys can't prepare for that. Definitely not off no 8 days. So that's why he likes. But if you get to prepare for him, like a Brandon Allen or anybody else, whatever, you know what I mean? You can see that he has a lot of holes in this game, even still, you know? So, yeah, I'm definitely excited about that fight again. There ain't nothing respectful about Kevin Holland. Nothing.
So it seems like there's a lot of fights in your future. You call for this one, and obviously there's the one with James Krause that everyone seems to be talking about even more.
Man, that's for the birds. That James Krause fight ain't gonna happen. I'm trying to get the Zach Cummins fight. That
really?
Even make more. Yeah, that makes more sense when he said he wants
to
fight.
Business partner.
Right, that's his business partner. He can get it too. He can get the business too. You're right. You know, so yeah, Zach Cummins, he makes more sense for Fight Island. That's what I really want to do, January 23rd. I don't know what's up. I know it's not their side because, you know, they fighters. They've been doing this a long time. They ain't scared to fight nobody. You know what I mean? They know they ain't going to win, but they're not scared to, you know, to fight anybody. But the UFC, I don't know whether they think that I'm not a veteran enough to compete with these guys. But, you know, let me show y'all. You know what I mean? Let me show y'all I can compete with these guys on the highest level, you know what I mean, and destroy them and break them apart, you know, so pretty easily at that.
And I would assume that you have some leverage with the UFC because everyone wants to see you now because you're putting out these great knockouts.
Man, so that's what you would think, you know, but at the end of the day, the UFC makes their own decision, and I can't be mad at them. It's their business. They run it how they want to. But I'm just asking for the opportunity to prove myself again, but with a bet, you know what I mean? This would be my first bet that I ever get in the UFC. I used to fight a bunch of prospects and everything, people my age. I'm tired of it. Let me get some bets, you know what I mean? You seen what Kevin Holland did to Jacare Souza. He got him up out of there, you know what I mean? So let me do that with Zach Cummins. Let him get him up out of here, you know, because we make more money if we get the old heads out of here. I'm sorry. They had their moment. They had their shine, you know what I mean? So let them go ahead, get up out of here, go to Bellator or something, and let us young cats do what we do.
They're part of the 60 cuts, the 60 fighters that are getting cut. So you want to,
you know what I'm talking about.
Block?
What'd you say?
You want to send Zach Cummins to the chopping block? You want to get him cut?
Most definitely. James Krause getting lucky. He dodged the bullet. But Zach Cummins definitely gonna be on that chopping block for sure. He brings nothing to the sport. I'm sorry, and it's the truth. You've been there so long, you have not done anything for the sport. You know what I mean? So you got to go.
So the thing with Zach Cummins is I'm sure if he were to fight you, he'd want to take you down and test him with his jiu-jitsu because that's kind of the aspect.
He want to take. He will want to, right?
Yeah, he'll want to. But will he get to?
You got to get me to the ground first, big fella. He can't wrestle. His wrestling is garbage. You know what I mean? He stands there. He takes big shots because he can. But unfortunately, me, I know exactly where to hit you where you ain't going to feel it, but you're going to wake up and ask what happened. You know, so, yeah, man, we need to set that up, man. I swear to God. So I'm actually, I want to call Brian right now, man, and be like, hey, man, what's the word on that right now?
So what
we need that fight.
So if he takes you to the ground, which you say he won't, so he probably won't, but if he does, are you confident in your jiu-jitsu? Do you want to test your jiu-jitsu against
Have I ever been submitted? Let me ask you a question if you've done your homework. Have I ever been submitted?
No, you have not.
No, I have not. And I have fought 3 jiu-jitsu guys. 1 with a purple belt, 2 with black belts. So we good.
You're good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it ain't my jiu-jitsu that I'm proud of. It's not like my offensive jiu-jitsu. It's my defensive jiu-jitsu. I've never been submitted because I know exactly how to defend myself. I know exactly how to get up off the ground. And but like I said, if you can't get me there in the first place, you shouldn't even be worried about that. You need to be worried about how to keep your hands up with me.
Exactly. So I'm wondering, like, you want to make – I'm sure you really want to make a statement against Zach Cummins, to make that statement to James Krause to say, you don't want to fight me, you never want to fight me, so stop talking. So I'm wondering if you want to test your – I'm sure you just want to keep it on the feet and beat him up because you can do that. But if you're – will it bring you any sense of, like, pride to beat him at his own game in the jiu-jitsu game because of your defensive jiu-jitsu? Do you kind of want – no, you just want to knock him out?
This is just me. This is my opinion. Never take a fight where they want it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why even give them a chance? I'm going to take it exactly where you don't want it, where you scared the most, where you shitless in your pants, you hear me? So I'm going to keep it on the feet. There ain't no reason to take him down and try to play the jiu-jitsu game with him. I don't even like touching feet, you hear me? So my biggest thing is I'm going to just keep it on the feet, hit these angles on him, and drop him with the 1-2.
So you're going to go for that bonus-winning knockout against him?
I got to, baby. I got to.
Oh, yeah. So after that, and after you knock him out, in the post-fight interview, are you going to call out Kevin Holland? Is that the fight you want after Zach Cummins?
Oh, me and Kevin Holland got time.
You got time?
Kevin Holland got time. This is the thing, though. I can't force it. You know what I mean? Because it's only going to make me look a certain type of way, mad, envious. We just going to keep doing what we doing and the time gonna speak for itself. And when we run into each other, the stakes are gonna be just so much higher. And when I beat him, it's just gonna be so much sweeter, you know?
So, you thrive on activity as a fighter. You like to take not that much time. You want to fight as much as you can. So looking into 2021, you say you have time, but with your activity schedule, it seems like if you rack up a couple wins, you can meet Kevin Holland by the end of 2021. So how many fights are you
really
planning to get in the next year?
I'm looking for next year, at least 4. I need 4 of them bad boys. I need 2 vets, and I need 2 contenders. 2 vets, 2 contenders. That's what I'm looking at.
And you're looking to come back in January.
But hey, you're right though. But Kevin Holland, though, he would be one of them contenders though. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't want to be that guy to be trying to press him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him do what he do. I'm gonna let him think he's safe. And then right behind the corner is just gonna be me right there. He gonna look behind him. I'm right there. He gonna look to the side of him. I'm right there. He gonna look in front of him. I'm right there. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I do.
I'm gonna just take my time with him.
That rematch, that I think everyone's going to be looking forward to that. And when you say you're looking up into the middleweight contenders, I'm sure that you see a bunch of these guys that you can have really fun fights with. So who are some of the contenders in the middleweight top 15 that you think I can have the best fun fights with these guys?
It's too many. Brandon Tavares, that's a good one. The dude that just beat Jack Hermanson.
Vittori,
that'd be a beautiful fight. Big for no reason. That'd be a good fight. Who else? Darren Till. Everybody wants Darren Till. I want Darren Till, man. I love to fight Darren Till on a respect level, like not because I think I'll beat the brakes off of him, even though I could, but that ain't why. Like I like Darren Till. I like his energy. I like what he pulls, and that's a money fight. You know what I mean? So
he's a name.
Fact, that's a name exactly, and that's what you need is a name to create a name. So yeah, beating Darren Till would be a blessing.
The thing that
I'm training with Tyron Woodley as well. You know
really?
What I mean?
I saw those pictures.
He giving me some good pointers about Darren Till too. So I'm like, damn, for real.
So what's it like training with Woodley, training with a former champion, a guy with so much knowledge to share? I wanted to ask you about that. I just remember when you told me that I saw those pictures on Instagram because Woodley's my brother's favorite fighter. So I showed him, I was like, look, Buckley's training with Woodley. He's going to get the aggression back.
Yeah, facts. Definitely for me, man. I love like to give that type of energy to people. But other than that, though, just a lot of knowledge. Just a lot of knowledge either about the business or knowledge just about being in there, you know what I mean, and keeping outside distractions from in the cage, you know what I mean, because that's all that was affecting him. He had all the tools. He has all the tools, you know what I'm saying, and the training camp was going well, but he had outside, you know what I'm saying, situations going on that was affecting him in the cage, and that's what made sense to me, because at first I was like, man, how the fuck is Willie losing to these dudes? I don't get it. But then when he told me, I'm like, I can see, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, now that he got that shit together, bro, I'm thinking Tyron Woodley, bro, he gonna make another tear coming up to, welterweight. And my man could move up to, my man could move up to 185 too. I've been trying to tell him, I'm like, bro, you ain't got to cut all this weight, bro. You can keep this natural power. You faster and just as strong as this dude. You know what I mean? So
you try to convince him to come up?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Why not? So everybody can eat, man. Everybody can eat up here. It's all right. You know what I'm saying?
So did you spar with him? Did you get a chance to spar with him?
Nah, we ain't doing those because his ribs still hurt. You know what I'm saying? So we did a lot of moving around and stuff like that. But it was fun though. Other than that, it was fun.
You still learned a bunch from him, huh?
Come on, that's the champ, bro. Who all can say they was a USC champion? Not many.
Not many.
Yeah.
So I think that's all the questions I have for today. I want to thank you for joining me. This was a really fun interview, and good luck in your next fight. Hope to see you back in January.
I appreciate it, famo.